Okay, this is the introductory algebra practice on the basic skills test 1 that I made up for you, and it says which one of these which symbol do we use, this one or this one? And so, first of all, which number is bigger? Well, both of them have 34,300. This one has 21, and this one has 12. So this one is larger than this one. And on these symbols, just like if you had a volume on your radio, it had a slider, this would be the loud volume, and this would be the quiet. This is the smaller, this is the larger. You want the pointy end to point to the smaller number. So this is the smaller number and this is the larger, so it would go in that direction. The pointy end to the right. Okay, number 2, it says add these. So we have 4, 9, that's a comma. Pen's not writing very well here. Okay, 4, 9, 2, 7, 1. And the other one has 2, 8, 9, 9. So if I line these up correctly, ones, the tens, the hundreds, the thousands, and the 10,000s. 9 and 1 is 10, carry the 1. 1 plus 9 is 10, and 7 is 17, carry the 1. 8 and 2 is 10, plus the 1 is 11, carry the 1. 1 and 9 is 10, plus 2 is 12, carry the 1. 5, so I get 52,170. And I don't need to put the comma in there, but I did. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Now it says subtract, and again I got to line these up. 85,481, 2,983. I can't subtract 3 from 1, so I borrow a 10 from the tens place and make that instead of 80, 70, and I make this 11, borrowing 1. 11 minus 3 is 8. 8 from 7, 7 smaller, so I have to borrow from the 4, make that a 3. So I have 17 minus 8, which is 9. I can't take 9 from 3, so I borrow from the 5, make it a 4. And I have 13 minus 9, which is 4. And then 2 from 4 is 2, and I'm not borrowing, so that's still 8. So 82,498. Now it says to multiply. 315 times 46. 6 times 5 is 30. Carry the 3. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 3 is 9. And 6 times 300 is 1,800. Now I'm doing 40. 40 times 5, and so I have to put the 0 just for the 40. So now I can just think 4 times 5 is 20, carry the 2. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6, and 4 times 3 is 12. And I get 0 and 9 and 14, carry the 1, that's 4 and 1. So 14,490. Okay, now I have to divide. 2048 divide 32. Well, 32 won't go into 2, 32 won't go into 20, but 32 will go into 204. Approximately, let's see, 32, 32, and 32 is 96. So 3 of them is about 100. So 6 of them would be about 200. Let's see if this works. 6 times 2 is 12. Carry the 1. 6 times 3 is 18, 19. If I take 192 from 204, I get 12. And I bring down the 8. And 32 will go into 100 about 3, and this is over, so we're hoping it'll go in about 4 times. 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times 3 is 12, and if I subtract those, I get 0. So it went in evenly 64 times. 5 to the third. That doesn't mean 5 times 3. That means 5 times itself 3 times. So 5 times 5 is 25, and 25 times 5 is 125. Square root of 121. Well, 121 is 11 times 11, so the square root of what says what times itself makes 121, and that is 11. Now we get into the order of operations, and it says here 3 plus 5 times 4. It's tempting to do 3 plus 5 first, but the order of operations says you do parentheses, and then you do exponents, and then you do multiplication and division at the same time, and then addition and subtraction at the same time, left to right. So we have multiplication, which should come before the addition. So 5 times 4 is 20. Then add the 3 and we get 23. Now, keeping this same rule here, do we have any parentheses? No. Do we have exponents? Yes. 4 to the second. 4 times 4 is 16. So this becomes 25 minus 16 divided by 16 times 5. Now we have only subtraction, division, and multiplication. Multiplication and division come at the same time, going left to right. So I come to division here before the multiplication, so I have to divide these first. 16 divided by 16 is 1, so I get 25 minus 1 times 5. Now I have subtraction and multiplication comes before subtraction, so I have to multiply those first. So I have 1 times 5 is 5, so I have 25 minus 5, and that's 20. And now I have a case where I have parentheses, so I have to do what's in the parentheses first. 4 minus 1 is 3. So now I have 9 minus 3 times. So I have multiplication yet, and multiplication comes before subtraction. So I have to multiply those first, so I get 9 minus 9, which is 0.